Today we are going to draw a raven for the poet Edgar Allan Poe. And he wrote a poem called The Raven. So we're going to draw a raven in the tree, and it's kind of a creepy poem, and I happen to love it. So I am going to post the poem for you, and I'm also going to post some information about Edgar Allan Poe. So we are going to start with our paper today, side to side. You're going to need a pencil, and then you're going to need a Sharpie later to color. Just so you guys know, you can use anything you want for this lesson. For coloring later, you can use paint, you can do watercolors, you could use Sharpies if you want, you could use crayons. Whatever you have, you can color later with. But for now, you're going to start with a pencil, and then you're going to trace. So to start out, we're going to start with the raven. The first thing, not with the raven, with the tree the raven's going to sit in. So the first thing we're going to do on the side, we're going to draw a line on the side. So hopefully you guys can see it. Next, we're going to draw a branch all the way to the edge of the page. Then we're going to do another branch all the way to the edge of the page. Then we're going to draw a line, and we're going to point it and come back. Same thing again. Let's point it and come back. You can draw another branch up here. Make that one come off the page. Same thing, we're going to make a point and come back. Leave this space here because you're going to want to add a raven. Once we do this, make another point, so you're making Y's. Once you do the Y's, you're then going to add your sticks, which are more Y shapes. So you have just made your tree. Like I said, you're going to make a Y and then add a line. And usually you make them offset, which means you're going to make it one way and then one a little off. Once you have done that, you are going to draw lines in the tree. So on all the fat parts, add lines. You are going to make your tree a super colorful striped tree. So your tree is not going to be a regular tree. This is going to be a colorful tree. If you want, you can also add patterns in the tree too. It's your choice. You can do both. Now, to draw the raven, we're going to draw the raven here in the tree. You want to kind of look like it's sitting in the tree. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to draw an oval on an angle. Once we draw that, we're going to draw the legs, which are one diagonal, two diagonal, and then back into the tree. You can then draw little curves for the top of the feet. Right now it looks like an angry bird, but we're going to work on that. Once you do that, you're going to make another curve on the top. And then a raven has a long beak, so you're going to do that. Once we draw that, you're going to draw the tail. So two diagonals and a straight line. After you have done that, like I said, the raven is actually all black, even the beak. So you are going to take your time and you are going to color your whole beak and your whole bird. Go slow. It needs to be solid. If it is not solid, it's not going to work. It seems like my marker is not working very well, but you want to take your time and you want to make sure that this is solid. Make sure that you color the tail. If you don't want to add the legs and you just wanted it sitting on the branch, you can just do that also, so you would just not do the little legs. It's up to you. Now, let me make this beak a little better. Okay. Now, the other thing you might want to do is the raven kind of has a little bit of a curved head, and I'm going to make this a little bigger just to give it a more proportion look. And the bird also has a little bit more of a chest shape, so you might want to come in and make it a little fatter. So that is your raven. You might even want to look up ravens on your computer to see what a raven looks like. Once you have done that, I'm going to make these a little thicker too. You are going to color all of these different colors. You can use watercolors, markers, crayons, whatever you want. So if you do this, you want to take your time, go slow, Color them all different colors and take your time. Your tree is going to be different colors. Once you are done with that, the background is going to be a sunset, or if you want, you could do a galaxy or a nighttime sky. So let's go over that. If you are going to do a a sunset, you're going to use oranges. And you could do this with your crayon also, same thing. You can use, that's a light orange, blend it, and then a little yellow. If you're going to do galaxy, blue, purples, and maybe a dark purple if you have a dark purple. So you might have to use 2 purples. If you just want a black background, I probably wouldn't because your raven's going to get lost. So maybe for the nighttime, you can use a gray if you really want a nighttime. But these are how you would do it with watercolors. Now, if you're going to do it with crayon, it's very similar. The only difference is you would start with the lightest color first. Then you would add the medium color, which is the orange. And then you would do the red last. And then you would blend it together. Same idea. You just use it with crayons. Take your time. Like I said, you can use whatever material you want. Go slow. And then if you don't like that raven, I might even draw one more raven for you. Just because that raven to me looks a little bit like a sparrow. So I'm going to draw one more raven, just as an example. So give me one more second. I know that normally we draw the raven, but I'm going to draw one more just to make sure that you guys got the hang of a raven. So let me draw one more time the raven, just big. Because the raven is the biggest part of the project. So let me put that in the middle. Okay, so one more time. Start with an oval on an angle. Then you have the tail. We'll do our tail like this. And you can even add the lines or a straight line. It's your point. The raven's head comes up. We're actually going to make a point and then come back, kind of on a diagonal. And that's the shape of the raven's head. So mine was a little fat, so I just wanted to make sure that you got that. And then the legs, rectangle, rectangle, and then the legs come in like this. And we'll do the legs like that. So straight lines. So that is probably a better raven than the one I drew. So then you have another version. This is all black. Okay, so I just wanted to draw a raven one more time for you guys. Take your time, go slow, look up images. This should take a while because it is all different colors. So the slower you go, the better this looks. I cannot wait to see your pictures, and take your time.